Hi everyone, I'm just creating this little video to show you a panel I've been working on over the last day or so, and it's obviously where Paul is escorted from Jerusalem over to Caesarea, and they're worried about him getting murdered, and the Tribune orders like 200 spearmen, 200 soldiers, and 70 horse to take Paul to Caesarea. When I was going to draw this, this is how I sort of planned it. You have all these little dudes, and you'd be able to see the kind of numbers involved. Well, when I started to put it together, I was like, but then how how are they arranged, these people? Like, it's all well and good to say you've got 400 soldiers and 70 horses, but how are they going to fit on a road? Are they all on one big line? So I used the Facebook group with fans of Roman history called Roma Antiqua. I'll show you on here. I put a question and got some answers from some people in the know about how these people be arranged, but also they asked a few questions as well to help qualify everything. So they were like, why is there such a massive army, and for one man, one prisoner, and the truth of the matter is that it's in the story already, you've got 40 people who've sworn an oath to kill Paul, and they're not going to eat until they've done it. So they're pretty committed. So you've got these 40, but also you have to bear in mind that this story is in around 60 AD. And in 66 AD, the Judean revolt kicks off, ending in 70 AD with the burning down of the temple, and the Romans winning that war, and just is a massive thing that happened. So it's only a few years before that, so you can imagine that all the zealots and the rebels are already at odds with the Romans, and this whole Paul situation is kicking it off. There's already been like a riot essentially in the temple, and now 40 people dedicated to suicidally potentially try and kill him, as well as their friends. So the Tribune sends this massive group, and it's not because in the sense that this is how many we need. I think it's if we completely over egg it, they're not going to even attempt to fight. The best kind of battle is the one you don't even have to fight. So by having numbers which will intimidate them to not even try, that's probably what happens. And also, the horse, with the actual soldiers, they travel from from Jerusalem through Judea to Antipatris, which is halfway. And then the footmen actually walk back, and the horses continue, and they leave at night as well, so they kind of leave without warning, and they get real head start on any sort of potential rebels. So once they halfway, they don't really have to worry, and they've got 70 horse to protect him. But it's not just that, it's all the details as well. So we've got these little silhouette figures, and when I click on them, you can see that this is the centurion, this one's the opto, this one here is a signifier, and this one's the cornicern. Bringing up my Pinterest board where you can go and have a look around. Here's what a cornicern is like, and then you've got a signifier, and this is an opto, a couple of different images. And then if I bring this one up, this guy, he's a decurion, and they're the leader of the horses. So we've got here with these helmets, and so you've got 30. So the standardized size of a company of horses is 30, with 3 plus 3 commanders. you've got 2 of these groups, so you've got 66 straight off, and what's he called? The Tribune asked for 70. So either they've got 4 scouts or 4 extras to be alongside Paul. Here you might see there's another centurion on a horse. It's suggested that senior centurions may be able to afford to run a horse themselves, afford to have a horse, whereas the less senior ones, so we've got 2 others, because there are 4 centuries, therefore you've got 4 centurion, and you've got these others. So you've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this group is being led by the Opto, who's the second in command of the after the centurion. So they're there, but the centurion's there anyway, just nearby, whereas these guys are on foot. In the background, you can see the other horse unit, and they are like flanking, and they can, they've obviously got that extra mobility to ride around. On the road, there's probably going to be times where the horses have to go up front and behind, if there's loads of trees or whatever. And, it's possible that we've got some scouts that aren't pictured. Each century then, it implies that there's 100 men. They actually have 80, and then plus the command group. So that's what we've got here. And I was asking, how many abreast do you think they'd actually march? And apparently, within the century, you've got 8-man teams, which are like units. So James, who was speculating on it, said, well, you might have 8 across, so that you got that whole unit standing next to each other, and then behind them is another unit. Or it might be that there's 4, and then the 4 more of them standing behind them, so that's the unit. And so either have them 4 abreast or 8 abreast. Now, because I needed to fit them into the image, I decided to go with 8, because otherwise this would have been an extra sort of half again long. It also just, I want to condense the number of people as well, so you get a good image of them all at once. So you've got Paul there in the middle, and so we've got this image, which was created by one of the people on the Roma Facebook. Bring that up. So it's Calamus Julius Tertius, who created this little image for me. The idea being, so which way are they going on this? That way. So you've got these are the vanguard of the soldiers, and you've got the infantry going down the sides. He's put HQ VOP party here, sort of in the middle, and then baggage supplies, because we also had some discussion about the fact that this is 120 miles, so it's not the sort of place you can go in one day, and like most armies would not manage to get 30 miles a day. A Roman armies on quick march on very temporary terms can do 30 miles in a day, but it still means that they leave Jerusalem, they camp, they go another day, they get to Antipatris, then they stop there, presumably to potentially in the buildings, or camping again, and then some of them go back and some of them go forward, and then they've got another 2 days. So so you've got your rear guard here, but the baggage train means that you've got to have all the tents and all that sort of stuff, and then obviously you've got cavalry on the flanks there or on the sides. So going back to my image there, so you can see these things. So you've got your sentry here, and then a long thin ones each side. I've done it so that instead of having them all bunched together at the front, I spread them out just mainly so you can see them. These 3, the 2 centurions and Paul, and then this is the baggage train here. And so it makes a nice little image. It's not 100% finished because I'm going to do something with the background, but they are stacking up all these little people, and obviously added the dust, so you get that good little bit of depth to it and everything. So it's looking good, but that's what we've done then for this verse, which as you can see at the bottom, 23 23 to 32 is this little section. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little video, which gives you a bit more information about this image. The Kickstarter is still going right now. It's on 26,000. We've got a stretch for 30,000. Follow the link and get yourself a copy of the Acts of the Apostles.